Hey, it's 5:30. We'll start the public power hour. We don't have anyone who has sent an email in saying they wanted to speak to us, which is kind of odd since we've been pretty backed up, it seems like, for a long while here. But anyway, we've got a couple citizens here, and if anybody would like to share, talk to us, this would be an opportunity. And this is being live streamed, so more people than just us will hear it. So. If not, we'll just sit here and see if anybody shows up that wants to. Sir, come on down. You were sitting so polite, but I said, you know what? I just want to give you a chance. I hate for you not.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
If you would, just state your name and address for the record, sir.
All right, my name is Charles Anderson. I live at 1837 Bunting Drive in Lyndhurst. Appreciate you, council members, and you, Mr. Mayor, for letting me speak.
Yes, sir.
I'll be brief. There's ordinance, when I first moved into Lyndhurst, I lived there about 3 years. Everything was fine. Then after the storm came, all the cleanup's finished. The area has just been neglected. We've got junk cars sitting in the yards, grass growing through the sidewalks. I have pictures. There's a particular house that's been abandoned right in front of me. I mean, I put $100 grand improving my property. And that in turn was going to benefit my neighbors, my neighborhood, and the city. But then this house abandoned in front of me, grass growing over the top of it. It's been that way since the storm. I haven't come back. I have a house directly behind me. It looks like a jungle. They've been told they built without a permit. Had Mr. Timmerman made them tear it down. They rebuilt, and the contractor that rebuilt has pulled his permit. All construction is stopped. Their yard is a jungle. The door is now presently open. The house right next door to them, the grass is just like growing over the house. I mean, it's terrible. And then there's a house also on the corner of Robin and Oriole with a tree still on top of it that's abandoned. It's the whole neighborhood's going to, you know where. I really appreciate it if, you know, I've been dealing with Mr. Timmerman. He's been very helpful, doing what he can. He said the grass and stuff is Mr. Paradise's problem. But I just think that it shouldn't have to fall on me to you know, police these things. That should be up to the city to police these things, since it's such a great vast of, you know, violations.
Yeah. So a couple things. Thank you very much. We have increased our code enforcement officers. And so here's what I need you to do for me. I'm very familiar with one of the houses. I think the first house you talked about, okay? Philip is one of our code enforcement officers, so he has already opened that file and begun that process, okay? Just so you know and Jamie can correct me, but normally when we get a complaint like that, when we go out there, we by law send at least 2 letters, maybe 3, and there's a certain time frame we have to do it, to the owner. And once that deadline of we don't get a response from those letters, then we go to bid and we hire a company to come and mitigate that. And we'll do what we need to do, and then we put that bill on the owner of the property, not the renter, but the owner on their tax bill. So I know of one. I don't know about those others. So if you don't mind, if you would either be if you would get us the addresses that you can.
Yes, sir.
My guess is Philip, if he went out there, he probably went ahead and has added to open those up, but you need to be aware of that, so we'll keep you updated.
Okay.
But I knew about the one, but those other ones I'm not sure about, but we will look into it.
I'm sure.
But I would tell you, and this is a good thing for anything, this is where we need citizens to help us, because we've gone from 1 code enforcement to 3 people, so we've added code enforcement to it, but we do have, it's a big city.
I understand, and I don't mind helping.
No, so the best thing you do is, if you don't mind, get her as many of those addresses as you can, and then we will make sure that all those are at least looked at and try to explain what's happening. Is that fair?
Yes, sir. Is the grass growing through the sidewalk? Is that the responsibility of the city? I mean, it looks, compared to other sidewalks in the neighborhood.
I don't think, I'm not sure about, I don't think it is, but I'll need to look into that. I can't answer that.
Okay.
I don't know if anybody in council knows. I don't know that.
I'm not, but I'll tell you, there is a form with the code people that that's what I tell them to look online and fill that out, and then they can jump on it for you.
Well,
besides calling, you know.
Yes, ma'am. I looked at the ordinances, and it did mention sidewalks. If
Yeah.
they hamper safety or any kind of, you know.
We'll see what exactly it is. You know,
Okay.
is it somebody's branch going over? Absolutely. You know, did the grass grow up from their yard underneath? You know, so. But we'll look into it. Just if you don't mind doing that for me, we'll get on, I promise.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, Charles.
My house, 1837. Yes, yes. Right directly behind me is the other house, where I'm living in a camper. And built without a permit at first.
You know, Charles, what we are seeing finally in some neighborhoods like Hammond Hill is it's for some of these houses are finally that have trees been on there for over a year. And not all situations, but I know for a number of situations, the insurance company finally is stepping up. So we're seeing houses that you and I would say, my God, that tree's been in there since Helene, literally. But we're starting to see those now being taken off. So it's been a long process. We've been asked about that. So, and as a matter of fact, and I'm sure we've done this in the Lyndhurst area, but I do know in Hammond Hill area, we went around and I think found like there were 22 houses that, situations like that. So, but we'll look into it, okay? Thank you, appreciate it. I'll say this before we end, for citizens who may not know, council, we're required in December to post all our meeting schedule a year out. So sometimes we get asked situations like, gee, there's no one here at the public power hour. Why do y'all change your time? We don't have the ability to do that. We have to stick to that, unless it's an emergency call session, and then there's 24 hours, right, on that. So there are those situations. But just so folks know, it's not something we can just pick and choose, oh gee, we know what, email Jamie, let's don't show up tonight, because Charles might decide to come. So anyway, that is now 10 till 6. I'm going to close out the public power hour, and we'll be starting our city council meeting sharp at 6. Thank y'all. Good evening. I'd like to call the City of North Augusta City Council meeting for June the 1st, 2026 to order. Welcome. Good to see everybody. Thank y'all for being here. You're welcome to join me in prayer. Dear God, I ask for discernment for this council. I ask that we have a servant heart as we do the work of this city. I ask that we are purposeful in our actions, that we listen to our citizens and each other, and that we strive to honor you in our decisions. Amen. If able, please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic which stands one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, we're going to move into our roll call, starting from my left.
John Felak, Robert Freitas,
Pat Carpenter.
Britton Williams.
Kevin Toole.
David Buck. Dennis Briarico.
All right, item 4, approval of minutes. Are there any corrections, deletions, or additions to the regular city council meeting minutes of May 18th, 2026, or the special call study session minutes of May 26, 2026? Hearing none, they stand approved as distributed. Thank you. Okay. This is the first time that we've had people tell us they're going to come for us to give them a proclamation. They aren't here yet. So I think I'll read these from the dais. So if you will, bear with me. Okay, the first one is National Garden Week. Whereas gardeners have a passion for nurturing the beauty and resources of the earth through the planting of seeds, the care of all plants, and the riches of their efforts. And whereas gardeners work to preserve our country's traditional spirit of independence and initiative through innovation and hard work. And whereas gardeners advocate the importance of all creatures sharing our world and their roles in a balanced and productive ecology. And whereas gardening serves as a challenging and productive activity for all citizens, those just learning as well as those having years of experience. And whereas gardening promotes a healthy lifestyle that lasts a lifetime, helps reduce stress from other areas of our life, and teaches that rewards come from diligent efforts. And whereas the North Augusta Council of Garden Clubs enriches our city by maintaining Billy's Butterfly Garden, providing a scholarship for a North Augusta area high school senior, and sponsoring campers for Camp Wildwood. Now, therefore, I, Britton S. Williams, Mayor of the City of North Augusta, South Carolina, do hereby proclaim the week of June the 7th through 13th of 2026 as National Garden Week. This is a great group of 3 or 4 different clubs, and the other thing they do is, y'all have seen Yard of the Month signs. And if anyone out there watching, if you are interested in nominating somebody for Yard of the Month, there's a process. Dorothy Rotan is the contact. But if you would just you could reach out to email me or Jamie Paul, our city clerk, and we can get you in touch. But anyway, they do an amazing job, our garden club. So I hate that they are not here, but very thankful for those folks for that. This next proclamation is Scoliosis Early Detection Awareness. And let me read you about this. Whereas scoliosis, the abnormal curvature of the spine, is a condition which affects an estimated 6 to 9 million people in the United States. And whereas primary onset of scoliosis is between ages 10 to 15, with females being 5 times more likely to require treatment, and scoliosis can cause pain, reduced respiratory function, and limited mobility in otherwise healthy children, and approximately 1 in 6 children diagnosed with this disease will eventually require active medical treatment. Whereas screening programs allow for early detection and for treatment opportunities which may alleviate the worst effects of the condition, which has no known cure or cause. And whereas raising public awareness of scoliosis is vital, helping children, parents, and healthcare providers understand, diagnose, and treat this disease and reduce the pain and suffering of those it affects. Now, therefore, I, Britton S. Williams, Mayor of the City of North Augusta, South Carolina, do hereby claim June 2026 as Scoliosis Early Detection Awareness Month. And I don't know, on council, for older council members, I know newer folks, I don't know if we did it last year when y'all had been elected at that time, but the young lady's name is Elizabeth Hawkins. And, you know, it's one thing to say you're an advocate, it's another one to really do it. She was diagnosed with scoliosis age 10. The first proclamation I read was in 2021, so it's our 6th time we've given this to her. And at that point, in 2021, she was leaving Aiken Tech, she was transferring to Clemson, got her degree, but she was the one 13 years ago that lobbied the governor of South Carolina and made this be a month in the state of South Carolina for scoliosis awareness. So here you're talking about a young lady at that time would have been in her late teens, 19, 20, and she is lobbying. And so the reason we have this month is because of Elizabeth Hawkins, which is amazing. And she has started a number of state groups to help be with folks, and she would tell you that early detection is the key. Screening is the key there. So anyway, Elizabeth, not sure where you are, but thank you for your service and what you're doing with this disease, and we're very thankful for your leadership in this cause. All right, so we're going to move into business. All right, we're going to, first is old business. We have one item, election. Ordinance number 2026-10, affirming an agreement between the City of North Augusta and the Board of Voter Registration and Elections of Aiken County. Do I have a motion to approve this ordinance on second reading?
So moved.
Second.
Ms. Carpenter was first, and I think Mr. Freitas was second. Thank you. Anything you'd like to share about this, Mr. Clifford?
Mr. Mayor and Council, since I was absent last week and JD did such a great job of running the study session, I'm going to defer all commentary from the staff to JD for the old items and new items here this evening.
Okay.
Thank you, Jim. Mayor and Council, this is just what the title reads. It approves Aiken County Board to take total responsibility of the city election held on November 3rd, 2026, and it authorizes the agreement that is attached behind the resolution as Exhibit A.
Very good. All right. We've talked about this for a lot, so it's been like been on this agenda forever. But any questions for Mr. McCauley?
Just one comment.
Yeah.
And that is, after being involved in a lot of elections, I agree that we have to do this. But I did not agree with the way they came up with the cost of it. I think it was not fair to us. They ended up charging us a percentage of the cost of the entire election, which I believe was 17%, which is the population that we have in the county. We have 17% of the population of Aiken County. Yeah. They charged us 17% of the election cost, which I didn't think was right. I called the election chairman and asked her how she came up with the number, and I asked her if we had not changed the election to coincide with the general election, what would the election have cost the city? And she said nothing. And I said, then why are we paying 17% of the whole election? We're paying 17% of everybody's election, which I didn't think was fair. But I understand that. I understand the cost of it. I would just, as we move forward in future years, I'd like to have at least a discussion point with them about the overall cost.
We did have a discussion, but yes, it's on the record now.
Yeah.
So we're good. All right, thank you. Anybody, any other comments? All right, any citizen comments? Okay. Any council discussion beyond that? All right, hearing none, I'm going to ask for a vote. All in favor? And that is unanimous. Very good, thank you. Okay, we are now on new business. Planning Development, ordinance number 2026-11 to change the corporate limits of the city of North Augusta by accepting the petition requesting annexation by the landowners and annexing plus or minus 2.48 acres of property located on East Buena Vista and owned by SEC Contracting LLC. Do we have a motion to approve this ordinance on
moved.
first reading?
Second.
Goodness gracious. Carpenter and Freitas, they're tag teaming over there. Okay. All right, anything you'd like to share about this, Mr. McCauley?
Yes, sir, Mr. Mayor and Council, just to refresh your memory, this is a parcel that is part of the parcel is in the city limits. The remainder of it obviously is not why it's being annexed. It's off of Buena Vista, just down across the street from 10 Pennies, just to orient you. And just this was approved by the Planning Commission is recommended to be brought into the city as general commercial.
And this was, this was asked by the owner, and I believe they're going to be moving their business over here.
That's correct.
Okay, that's good. Okay. Any questions for Mr. McCauley from council? All right. Are there any citizen comments? Okay. Any council discussion? I think it fits in really nice with where we are there, so more power to us. So anyway, all right, hearing none, I'm going to ask for a vote. All in favor? And that is unanimous. Thank you very much. Oh, we're skipping on. Okay, item 8, planning development, resolution number 2026-32, accepting a deed of dedication for the streets, sanitary sewer, stormwater collection, fire suppression systems and associated easements and rights of way, along with a maintenance guarantee and letter of credit for the Hive Section 2. Do I have a motion to approve this resolution?
So moved.
All right, Mr. Buck, thank you. Is there a second? Ms. Carpenter. And anything you'd like to share about this, Mr. McCauley?
Mayor and Council, this is what we refer to as a routine action, as you said, accepting a deed of dedication for Hive Section 2. There's nothing further to add. If there's any questions, I'd be happy to answer them.
Yeah, we do this on all our developments, okay? Any questions for Mr. McCauley from council? All right, any citizen comments? Okay, any council discussion? All right, hearing none, I'm going to ask for a vote. All in favor? And that is unanimous. Thank you very much. All right, item 9, engineering and public works. Resolution number 2026-33, authorizing a construction contract for the Creighton Park Site Improvements Project. Do I have a motion to approve this resolution?
So moved.
All right.
Second.
Tim Tool, second is Mr. Briatico, thank you. Okay, anything you'd like to share about this, Mr. McCauley?
Yes, sir, Mayor and Council. This is a resolution that falls along with 2 previous resolutions. One was Resolution 2025-37, which was the ATAX grant from a previous year for Creighton Park, it's $50,000. And then in a resolution you approved earlier this year, Resolution 2026-15, which appropriated the FEMA funds for recovery from Hurricane Helene for the park back to the park. So that is what gives us our budget for this project. And after further review, I misspoke last week about the contract award. The low bid that also has the required permits for the project is 6G Construction LLC, and this is a project not to exceed $148,500.
On the bid tabulation sheet, item 1 and item 2, is that broken down for what that is?
It is, yes, sir. One is the parking lot, which is the more expensive piece, and one is the sidewalk. So we broke those into 2 separate projects.
Now, and you might have explained this, and forgive me if you brought it up in the study session, I missed it. That's not much cost, but anyway, that's good. Besides the parking, is the playground, some additional playground coming in, built into that, embedded in that parking piece, or is that going to be a separate thing for us?
Oh, no, sir. The playground equipment is part of a cooperative purchasing agreement, and that was authorized through the FEMA resolution.
That's where that's coming from?
Yes, sir. We
Okay.
have already ordered that, and we're trying to time that so that the parking lot project and the additions to the playground will happen about the same time. So the closure of the park will only be one long closure.
I did not differentiate those two. This is strictly the parking and the sidewalk.
Yes, sir.
Perfect, okay, very good. Those are my questions. Any questions for Ms. McCauley from council? Okay, are there any citizen comments? All right, any council discussion? I'll tell you what, this park has become quite a hit. I mean, when this gets paved, I know the Living History Park folks, y'all gonna be excited about it, I know. But I'll tell you, it's just amazing. And with the bathrooms that have been put down there too by North Augusta Ford, I mean, it's a neat little park, so getting a lot of activity. All right, so no council discussion. I'm gonna go ahead and ask for a vote. All in favor? And that is unanimous. Thank you all very much. And turn this over now to administrative reports. I don't know if that's, who's doing the administrative reports?
I've got that tonight.
Okay.
I'm going to read this off my script here, so it's easy for Jamie because I give her a hard copy of what I talk about. So, Mr. Mayor and Council, I have two updates for this evening. So the first, the mayor had asked me to discuss the for sale signs on Martintown Road for the portion of Bluegrass Place. The master developer is marketing the sale of the commercial and professional tracks of the project. And since this is part of a planned development, the buyer, if any, would be required to build within the rules of that planned development. Any major changes in use would be required to come to city council for approval. So you're used to seeing things in planning that are called general commercial or thoroughfare commercial or industrial. And because this is a PD, the rules are somewhat different, but you have a commercial component that's fronting Martintown Road, then you have the Mexican restaurant, and then you have a professional component being closer towards the Publix and the shopping center up that way. And so intent being that the professional would be spaces for doctors and dentists and professional folks to be operating there. General commercial could be any number of different business opportunities as yet to be determined. So whoever, if that property is sold to a different organization, they are still bound by the rules of that planned development. So for example, if they said, hey, we want to just build houses here instead, they couldn't go do that without coming first to city council and petition city council directly for a change, for a major modification to that site plan. So just wanted you all to know that's what's in play there. And we see that with a number of developers where they will buy a large tract and then sub that out to other companies for different areas. The Hive being a great example of, you got Stanley Martin running the residential, you've got a different group running the multifamily, and then you've got McKnight doing the commercial on the Hive side. So that's a pretty typical what you're going to see, but the benefit of having a planned development is that those rules are locked by the city council when that action passes. So that's what any player that comes to the table is going to have to abide by. So I'll pause for any questions.
Yeah, so is anything gonna be built there now, or they've got to sell it to people to do what you just said?
My understanding, Councilwoman, is that they've marketed at least two portions of the property. And so to refresh your memory on Bluegrass, you've got, if you work from the Martintown Road side of things and move your way across, the East Buena Vista side of things and move your way over to Martintown, you would have attached single family, so townhomes. Then you have detached single family. Those are all closer to Metz Drive. And then on the other side of the road from them, they'd have the apartments, the multifamily. And then as you get closer to Martintown, you've got senior living apartments. And then you get the last two portions, which are professional and commercial.
But right now, you said he's got two
He's got at least two, not to say interested, but he's marketing two parcels at a minimum for sale.
But, and I know people have been talking about the clear cutting, because I thought this was gonna be something would go up immediately.
Well, they're
And
still
that was
putting
sitting
infrastructure.
there with all that.
Well, if you look at the construction site, Councilwoman, they've had to put in the stormwater apparatus,
Yeah,
which
right,
goes below
right.
ground. They're putting curb and gutter in now. And so they're going to have to get those and some of the roadways in before you see anything that would be involving vertical construction.
But was there any reason to take down every tree right there on Martintown Road? I mean, I wanted the Bluegrass to be a success, but now look at that, it's just sitting there with everything gone. I mean, I don't know, we can't do anything, the trees are gone now, but
I know that there's some discussion through the planning commission about adding tree buffers on certain projects, or at least in the future. But as far as what's going on at Bluegrass, they're operating within the rules that they were bound to abide by. So the second thing that I'll put out there is there's also some construction you're going to see on East Buena Vista over by the city lot. And that was the lot there at the corner. And so that's Hawks Vista, which is a Maybaum project, which is a single-family attached townhomes. They're going to go up the ridge and then overlook the golf course there. And so the city has leased for a period of 90 days the city lots that are next door to allow them to move some of the trees and some of the other debris off the site. We're doing that for two reasons. One is because they're going to pay us, or are paying us to do that. And the second reason is because that will also not cause problems on East Buena Vista from a traffic perspective, because if we didn't lease the lot to them, we were going to have partial road closures as the large construction apparatus. We're going to be operating and dragging things off that lot. So thought that was overall beneficial to our citizens to keep a free flow of traffic on East Buena Vista. And so we've allowed them at a price to lease the city property.
Yeah, and just as another clarification, it's the lot across from the old public safety headquarters. So if you remember where we had all our wood chips and debris, that lot.
And I hope, you said we are just leasing, because that's one lot, piece I don't, we were gonna sell at one time and thought it was gonna be sold, and I don't know what happened, but that piece should never leave the city's hands.
So this is strictly it's for a very specific purpose. Kelly Zier looked over the agreement, and this is not a lease to buy option. This is for a 90-day window for them to do some clearing operations, and then we'll have use of the lot back.
Very good, thank you.
And
Anything
Mr. Mayor, that's all I have for administrative reports tonight.
Okay, we're at item 11, presentations, communication, recognition of visitors. This is opportunity for citizens who want to speak to mayor and council regarding matters not listed on this agenda. And the same folks are here at the public power hour, but I'm going to still give you a chance because maybe you thought of something during this time. Is anybody here in the audience that wanted to come in front of city council? Okay. Just got a few announcements. Just want to reiterate again, if you're on, please download Explore North Augusta, and if you're on social media, I would ask council. Tourism has put out the Jack-O-Lantern Jubilee video. It's awesome. It shows Torrin Wells, who will be the Christian artist for Friday night, and then Chris Jansen, who's a up-and-coming huge country star right now. He'll be on Saturday. So again, it's going to be a great, great night. Also want to let folks know about the Explore North Augusta's Amazing Race. So if you've ever seen the TV show, The Amazing Race, we're doing that here in North Augusta. It'll be, registrations started May the 11th. It's going all the way to June the 19th, so we got about 18 more days. The event will be on July the 18th from 9:30 to 2. Limit is free, 5 people per team. At least one of your members need to be 16 or older because you got to have a valid driver's license because there will be transportation involved. But I will tell you, the tourism team have done an amazing job of where you will be traveling and going and doing riddles and clues and history and different merchants, whatever. So it's going to be awesome. So it's a family thing if you want to do it. So I hit that. And then we are so excited. I've had 2 compliments about the YMCA, their new location, Mr. McCauley. Two folks said, man, that's a great location for their record, and it is. But June the 6th, this Saturday from 10 to 2, the Family Y has had a soft opening, but they're having their first free community block party and grand opening. So there's going to be live local performances. There'll be a fitness class, food trucks, kids zone. And the thing for citizens, we will have a celebrity pickleball tournament. So we've got 2 groups of teams for the city of North Augusta. We have got the dynamic Mayor Pro Tem Kevin Toole. We have Mr. Robert Freitas. He's fast as a rabbit on those courts. And then John Felak controls the net like nobody you've ever seen. And their own Sabrina King for HR is going to keep these 3 guys in check. And then at the Y. And then we are talking about Stop, Drop, and Dink, and no better than our own Chief Junior Johnson is going to be leading Mitch McBride and Justin Russo. So 3 of them are going to cause some serious trouble. So it's going to be a great, fun time from 10 to 2 on June the 6th. I would just tell everybody, if you got available, come out to the Family Y. It's going to be a good laugh and a lot of fun. All right, anything for council around the horn? Pat, you got something?
No, and I want to brag on our mayor. I coached All-Stars a good bit, and I got fortunate to be the All-Star coach for 7 and 8. On June 20th, we will host the state tournament in North Augusta, and that's people coming all over. And we had a packet sent to us, which has never happened. And that was a welcoming letter from Mayor Williams. And I want to tell everybody, in all my years coaching, Britain, that has never been. And these people coming in, they'll see what a great mayor we have.
Well, Pat, that's very kind, and that's really our tourism, because I wrote the letter 5 years ago. It's the first time we've sent it out. And I think I'm serious about that. So anyway, that's what happens when you get focused with tourism. Thank you, guys. All right, thank you all for being here. We stand adjourned. Have a good evening.